2020 happened and everything locked down. And I think what happened in 2020 got people thinking. I think it got people thinking as to what's going on here. At first, a lot of people thought there must be a pandemic. And the people that go down, it's those that have pre-existing health conditions. You've heard of the straw that broke the camel's back. It's actually things that were already in place, and then the scales were tipped. I also think that a lot of people are upset. And if someone said to me in 2021, Barbara, what can I do to protect myself against COVID? I would say, stop watching the news. And have you noticed that news was based on something? It was based on something called fear. And the Bible says lots of things about fear. And one thing it says in 2 Timothy 1 verse 7, it says, God says, I have not given you the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. And you know what a sound mind does? It actually looks at the figures. It looks at what's happening. It looks at the body, the way it was created to heal, and that it will heal if given the right conditions. That's the sound mind. And then I was intrigued with this word fear. And so I looked at the Greek meaning for that word, because there are many different fears in the Bible, and there are many different Greek and Hebrew meanings. And the word for this fear is cowardice and timidity. Interesting. So what's God saying? I have not given you the spirit of cowardice and timidity. I have not given you the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. And a sound mind considers these things. And I'd like to look at a system that is based on fear. And it is the system that took the world by surprise. The other system is based on This other system is based on fear. So we've got fear and we've got faith. Two systems. And the Bible has an explanation for faith, which I think is the best I've read. It's found in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. It says that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So if you can see it, it's not faith. And faith and hope are inseparable companions. Faith sees the invisible, feels the intangible, and achieves the impossible. There's faith and hope. And the other system is built on fear. God's system is built on faith. Faith in an incredible God that created a body with an inbuilt ability to heal itself. Faith in a body that when given the right conditions, it will heal. This is a body that was created by God to do that. And we all know that it will do that, because if you cut your hand, it will heal. But if you keep pulling it apart and rub some dirt into it, it's not going to heal, is it? The human body will heal itself if you give it the right conditions. And so the question now arises, why are so many people sick? There are so many people sick because they're not giving the body the right conditions to heal. Many are sick through ignorance. One of my first books, one of my favourite books on health, was a book by Ellen White called The Ministry of Healing. And on page 127 of this book, she says, the only hope of better things is the education of people in the right principles. Let the physicians teach the people that restorative power lies not in drugs, but in nature. Disease is actually an effort of nature to free the system from conditions that arise because of a violation of the laws of health. The laws of health. What are the laws of health? If we want to know how to give our bodies the right conditions, we need to know what these laws are. And then she defines them. And I have defined them. I'm going to try this again because I really want to show you on the board. I have defined them under the acronym Sustain Me.